curl mirrors in this truck. That's the only thing wrong with this truck.
Maybe besides the driver.
Well, driver's pretty good.
Or the passenger.
Passenger,
Questionable.
questionable. Morning, what's up, YouTube? It's Natalie and Jason.
Hi.
Watch Out Adventures. So we've been traveling through Canada, right? And I've been harassing Jason for this video for months and months and months. Finally, I got him. I got him in the truck, and I'm forcing him to do this video with me. So we're gonna tell you guys about the Chevy, right? The Chevy truck is the truck that's still at the dealership, having work done to it. So we're gonna try and keep it brief, but it's probably gonna be a long video, you guys. So kick off your boots, put a good dip in, and just hang out with us for a while. Jason, first tell me about the truck that you bought. What did you buy? What is it? You know.
Chevrolet 3500. Cabin chassis. I built the bed for it. The reason why I bought that one was because that's where my last one died. Is at that dealership.
So you had another Chevy 3500.
Yep.
That died for the last time.
For the last time. That one died 5 times, and I kept fixing it.
And you had that?
It was a 21 model.
Okay.
3500.
So you had that for 2-3 years?
2 years. Yeah.
2.5, whatever.
And over $150,000 in basket parts.
So when you traded that truck in for this current truck, what was the mileage on it?
260.
Okay, 260,000 miles on a truck that was 2.5 years old. And in those 2.5 years, just give me a brief rundown of the turbos and all the injectors and everything that you did to that truck. Out of pocket.
Out of pocket, I done the transmission, which was $15,000.
$15,000 transmission.
And I put 3 turbos on it.
About 5,000 each?
Yep.
Pretty much, yep.
About 3 to 5,000.
Okay.
And then I done injectors in it twice. High pressure lift pump replaced. It was just a limit. It had 2 different ECMs put in it. And the body control module.
So you had a lot of, needless to say, you put a lot of money into that. You were, trying to make it work with that truck, trying to keep your business afloat, trying to run loads in between breakdowns, right?
Yep.
Obviously doing a lot of the mechanics work, not the maintenance, but the repair work yourself, what you could do to save money, because the parts are ridiculously expensive on all of these new trucks. Even the older trucks, I mean, if you go to replace a transmission, but it's not going to be no 15,000. And, an older, a 10-year-old, 3,500, maybe a transmission costs you $5,000 instead of 15, because now they're all so damn fancy. But so that truck broke down, and it was just kind of a God shot. I would call it a blessing. That you happened to break down, and you found a dealership that was willing to trade that truck in.
Yep.
And get you into this white 2024 Silverado 3500. It was a cab chassis, which is perfect. So you custom did the bed, you did all of that, and that was, when did you purchase this truck? Was that like October maybe? November?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
October, November last year. We're in September. Okay, the first week of September, you guys. So it's not even been a full a full 12 months. You got the truck, you took it, you transferred all your stuff, right? You took it home, you did the bed, you did whatever, okay. You are a man that is meticulous about your maintenance. I know that of you. I've learned that of you, not just through our conversations, but through watching you, even helping me with stuff. I mean, just, you are meticulous about your maintenance, and you know your shit. So you've done all of that stuff. And so one of the cool things I will note with Chevy is a little bit different than Ford. Chevy has a 100,000 mile powertrain, right? And I think Ford is 60,000 on the powertrain. Needless to say, Jason gets rolling, right? He gets this truck October, November. He leases on with me the end of December. And that was, we start the year fresh. And this entire time, right, what issues have you had with that truck because it's still, I mean, it's got 90,000 miles on it, so, and you've owned it less than a year. Well, wait, I'm so sorry. Let me ask you one quick question. What was the sticker price, or what did you get your loan for, or what was the sticker price on the truck?
85.
85,000. Okay, you guys, 85 grand. And now, okay, so you get it home, you get the bed, you get rolling with me, and now, did you have any issues as
Trailer brake issues the whole time.
Okay.
And turn signal issues through the trailer plug.
Through the trailer plug.
I had to reroute them coming off the brake lights because the trailer control module is not working. It keeps the trailer turn signal on all the time.
Both.
Well, it started with the driver's side.
Okay.
And then a few months later, the passenger side started it.
So right away, of course, you take it to the dealership because it's under warranty, and it should be a simple wiring fix, right?
Yep.
And what was that like?
It was rough. It was with 4 different dealerships, several different times, and they couldn't find any issue with it. They kept saying it was the way I had it wired in, but I had to bypass the trailer control module to get the turn signals to work correctly.
And that's a good point to make right here, you guys, for us hotshots. Whether you purchase a pickup truck with the bed on it, with the pickup truck bed still on it, or whether you purchase a cabin chassis. If you purchase a bare cabin chassis, you're most likely going to have either that dealership or an aftermarket company put on some type of hotshot bed, some type of, mud flaps, some type of wheel fenders, something. You're gonna, obviously rear lights, because a lot of the cab chassis, they don't come with rear lights. So you're gonna have, as soon as you pick up that truck from the dealership, you're gonna have to take it somewhere else, and they're gonna do some type of wiring on it to make it a legal bed, right? The dealership was putting it back on you, and this doesn't matter whether you're like Jason and you did the work yourself, or whether you take it to a shop and you pay an exorbitant amount of money to have them put on a hotshot bed and do the wiring and do your auxiliary tank and do all that stuff for you. It doesn't matter. One person is going to blame the other. This is something that happened with Eddie. That's something that has happened with you. The dealership is saying no, it's not a warrantyable thing because you've messed with it aftermarket and there's nothing wrong with it, and so you got to go back and look at your wires, or go talk to the other people who touched your truck.
It had the factory trailer plug already installed on it.
Right.
I just plugged my bed into that.
Right. But they're still their goal in life is to deny a warranty claim. Period. So there's 4 times wasted for you, and then what else?
Then it started going north. The turbo started messing up on it, losing power.
So on the gauge, or you can hear it, or you can feel it.
They don't have a boost gauge in the Chevrolets.
Oh, okay.
So you can hear it, feel it.
Right.
And it almost sounded like one of those diesel rocket heaters.
Okay.
Blowing straight through the exhaust.
Okay.
We took it into the dealer for that, and they said it was an injector. They wouldn't even look at the turbo or the exhaust. So there was 3 days wasted. Then started driving home from Maine, and that's when the turbo almost completely went out, plus the transmission went out at the same time.
So transmission was still running, turbo was still kind of running, but the transmission, what were you noticing on your gauges, and what were you feeling?
Oh, it was overheating.
It was overheating. And when you say overheat, for my new people out there, give me some temperatures.
Well, normal operating temperature is around 200, maybe 210 if you're pulling a steep hill, but this was up to the 260s.
So it was frying.
Yeah.
It was boiling.
Yeah.
From Maine to Texas, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
We made it pretty much to Texas, and it died right in Natalie's driveway.
Yeah. The minute he shifted it, we got home pretty late that night. I remember, the minute you shifted it into park, it was like, it was just like this huge, this huge, I don't know what, it sounded like almost the damn transmission fell out of the bottom of the truck or something. and I mean, it's quiet. It's pitch dark around my house. It's very quiet. So it was like a really relevant noise, you know, and it's kind of obviously scared me, but you know, but I'm like, what was that? And it's like, that's the transmission. Like, okay. So
it was blowing the black smoke.
yeah.
The turbo burned out the DEF filter and blew out the exhaust. And that's why it was so loud and the black smoke was coming out. The particulate filter was gone.
So from there, what we decided to do was he was going to jump into my gray wolf for a little while, you know, to, you know, keep running and figure out what's the next move. Mind you, let me just make a little side note here. Jason was in the process of purchasing a commercial property. I've mentioned it a little bit before. He's in the process of purchasing a shop, right? And you guys, I'm going to keep you posted on that progress. The shop's not up and running yet, but when it is, you know, I will let you guys know. Jason's a busy man. He's out here just trying to make a buck, and so, but he will, I think, be taking, you know, on some side work as he goes along, you know, once the shop is ready. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But so this truck takes a giant crap. We barely limp it home. Thank God we got it home, because we were not close to home, and it just, you know, just worked out good, in my opinion, the best way that it could have. You know, we both got home safe. Okay, great. Now Jason's in the process of buying a commercial property, right? He's in the process of, I don't know, he had like surgeries lined up, you know, just like a lot of life changes all at once in this short amount of time. And I remember asking you, like, are you cool, bro? Are you cool? Are we okay? You know, because a lot's going on in your life right now. And then boom, the Chevy truck is failing. The brand new one, after he'd already had 2 previous to this that gave him a world of shit, you know? So I'm like, okay, take my truck, we'll figure it out, just keep going, you're okay, we're gonna be okay. And Eddie and Jesse had just purchased their brand new Chevy Silverado 3500. The first issue they had, as soon as they hooked up to their trailer, was no trailer brakes, right? They had lights, they had no brakes. They had something wonky because they were running some boats for me, and when they would hook up to the boat trailer brakes would work, but when they would go to hook up their Chevy with their PJ, with their 40-foot PJ, they wouldn't have brakes. And then I told them, okay, come up to my house and hook up to my trailers. I got 3 trailers, we'll hook all of them up and see which ones work, right? And I think 1 or 2 of my trailers worked and the other one didn't. So that scenario was weird. So they lived down in, not Houston, but Houston, we'll say Houston. So they had taken their Chevy to a dealership in Houston, and they were pleased with the service, you know, with at least the communication and the service that they were getting. They did try, you know, that dealership did try, what's the name of the dealership? Norman Frida Chevy, or GMC Chevrolet in Houston. At least they were getting somewhere. They, you know, Eddie and Jesse had found a dealership that was willing to look at it, you know, willing to do warranty work within a couple of days of the first phone call, and, you know, and they were pleased with the communication. They seemed like they were trying to help Eddie and Jesse. So I suggested to Jason, you know, I said, look, I know you don't live close to Houston, but Eddie lives close to Houston. I can get there in a few hours, and, you know, at least it's a dealership that maybe we got a shot with that's going to help us, right? So Jason agreed. He's already been through all the Chevy dealerships up in Oklahoma, and none of them are worth a damn in his opinion. So it's like, okay, so we're going to try Houston. So he drops it off in Houston, and now let's talk about, you have to tell me, because this is where...
Well, it started out, dropped it off, and it took them a week to diagnose that the transmission was bad, even though it wouldn't really pull itself. And they done that. It took them 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because first they was wanting to rebuild mine.
Yes.
And I said no.
Yes.
I don't want no half-assed job. It needs to be done right.
Right.
And they pulled mine out, pulled it apart, and decided that it was not rebuildable.
Okay.
So then they ordered a new one.
So then, I mean, what kind of time frame just for that right there?
Yours is a month and a half, about
Okay.
6 weeks.
Because I remember you dropped your truck off May 13th.
Yep.
Okay, so again, you bought it October, November, and it was in the shop with a effed off turbo, effed off transmission, diesel exhaust leak everywhere, coming all through the cab, trying to kill you, and all these other issues, right? Okay, so we're talking literally 6 months of owning the truck, and they diagnose it, and they say, well, we just want to change a couple parts in the transmission. And Jason said, no, F you, do it right, give me a whole new transmission. And they said, no, it's going to be fine like this. There's no transmissions. Then they lied.
Yeah.
There's no transmissions. We can't get a transmission. There's no transmissions when there's, you know,
They're
1,000.
on national back order.
Yeah.
Which I can pull up on online GM Parts Direct and different dealerships.
Yeah.
They could get me one within a week.
Right. Exactly. I lost my marbles.
That was a long time ago.
That's okay. I guess I don't need them right now. So they lied. They said, you know, no, we can't. We're not replacing the whole transmission. Then they get the parts 6 weeks, 7 weeks later. They go to tear into the transmission, and then they call you.
Yep.
And then what do they tell you now?
They told me it was still on back order, but they was going to try to find one.
Okay, so they said
This whole time I've been in contact with GM customer service, trying to deal with them over it because it has been so long.
Yeah.
They don't care how much money it costs me or how much money I lose per day. Just not having to work, not having to truck. So I was talking to them the whole time, trying to get them to help me out, and they're useless. And it don't matter what dealership you go to, what brand you choose, they're all pieces of shit. Just get what you're comfortable with. And find somebody that might want to listen to you.
Yeah.
Every one of them think they know more than you do, but they don't know a damn thing. If the computer don't tell them how to do it, they're too stupid to do it.
Yeah. And that's what the dealerships are. The dealerships are not known for mechanic work. They're known to be parts changers, right?
Yep, glorified parts changer.
Yeah. So I mean, and we've all, I'm sure those of us who have been blessed enough in our lifetimes to have been able to purchase a new vehicle, right, of any kind. It doesn't matter if it's a hotshot truck, a pickup truck, a freaking Toyota Prius, it doesn't matter. When you have to take it to the dealership for warranty work or any type of, you know, service or maintenance, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, shoot, it wasn't that, you know, we got to change this, you know, the computer is saying this, the computer is saying nothing, so you're fine, go drive the car, you know, and so we've all experienced that, and we're going to tell you, it's obviously, it's not only is it no difference when you have to purchase a hotshot truck, it's even harder, it's an even harder fight, because they know what you're doing with the truck, and they don't want to honor, you know, they don't want to honor what they say that they're supposed to do, and what they say that, you know, what they say the warranty is and what you're covered for. They don't want to honor those things. It's an even harder fight, and it's an even more difficult situation when it's not like, oh, okay, your wife can just take you to the office Monday through Friday, 15 minutes out of her way before she goes to work, or vice versa, whatever, right? It's not like that. I mean, we're reliant upon these trucks to live, to be able to feed our wives, our husbands, our kids, our family, our, you know, mortgage, our payments, and banks don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. They still want you to make your damn payment, and the insurance doesn't quit, you know. So I mean, that's a whole other thing. But anyway, so they tore apart they tore apart the transmission. Then they changed their story and they said, okay, it's too far gone. We're gonna just replace the transmission. We're gonna find one. What did that take, Jace?
That took about...
To find the transmission that was on back order.
Well, after I talked to a couple of different people at GM Customer Care, it only took 3 days.
Amazing. amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing that they were able to find a fabled unicorn transmission
Yeah.
in 3 days when they told you for 8 weeks that you ain't gonna find one anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got it ordered in 3 days. And was there any other issues that?
They put the transmission in, and they had to do that before they could diagnose anything with the motor or turbo exhaust. And the first thing they did was they had to replace all the exhaust. Then it said it had a bad injector, so they put an injector in it. I'm not sure what they did with the turbo. But they said it was done after 3 months. They finally got done with it. We picked it up, trailered it to Natalie's house. We got in it the next day to run to town, and it throws all kinds of codes. So the following day we loaded up, hauled it right back down there. It's been there ever since.
So that was, I believe, like the middle of June, the middle or the end of July is when, you know, we pulled it out. They said, okay, it's done. You got, you know, everything is fixed. They didn't fix the computer, the screen.
Yeah,
Jason
it has other component issues as far as the navigation and GPS, Wi-Fi, all of that's out on it.
So none of that was working.
That's been out, and I've had it for, had 3 different dealerships trying to find that issue. Nobody can figure out what was wrong.
Okay. So when we picked it up and we took it to town and the check engine light came back on, called the guy right back and said, hey, check engine light's on. So we drove it back. I followed him down there, dropped it off, came back, and then now, what was that issue that they're telling? And then, so then you told them, hey, you guys didn't fix the GPS or the screen and the Wi-Fi. You didn't fix that, so go ahead and fix that. And
they're trying to stick me for $640.
oh yeah,
on fixing that.
Okay.
Which we've kind of worked out a deal. They're paying for part of it, and I'm paying for part of it, because that part is only got a 36,000 mile warranty.
Okay. So they're being fair with that, but
Yep.
that was an
That was
uphill
after
fight.
I fought with them for a while over that, and told them, since because you had my truck, it's going to cause me to file bankruptcy, y'all going to have to fix that for free. So, and now I'm still working with customer service, and for this whole time, been dealing with them, trying to get them to at least help me pay my truck payment each month. That's $1,400 a month. And it's been there for
4 months.
4 months.
4 months, you guys.
Fixing to make my 10th payment on it since it's been there. And I'm getting nowhere with them. They keep wanting me to submit the same paperwork over and over. So I'm submitting everything they ask for and need from the bank and proving that I make my payments each month so they can reimburse me. And that's what the coming about. So probably fixing to hire a lawyer on that one.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, it's beyond frustrating. You know, they told him straight out, we're not paying for any losses. We really don't care that this is your work vehicle and that we've had it for 4 months. We're not doing any reimbursement for that, but we'll do some type of reimbursement on the payment. But it's an uphill battle. It's a constant, you know, I heard you on the phone in Alaska. We were in Alaska and you're on the phone arguing with, you know, the GM people because he sent paperwork and they don't like it. And finally, let me talk to a manager. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, this paperwork is great. But again, that is probably going to be another week, 2, 3, however many weeks before.
That was the 3rd time I've had to ask for the manager, but the first time I've actually gotten to talk to somebody else. The lady I deal with, she won't return your phone calls. She will leave you a voicemail and call you at her convenience, which may be 3 days up to 2 weeks. And you try to call in and talk to someone else, no one else will talk to you because you're not with her, your original case manager.
Yeah, you have to deal with the person you're assigned to, and that's a struggle in and of itself. Just the whole system, the way they got it worked up is designed for you to lose patience, lose faith, and give up.
Yep.
Period.
I want you to give up, walk away, and the whole thing's settled.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to do that.
Right. And that's, you know, that's the diligence, that's the perseverance. This is your company, and that's your payment, regardless of whether the truck is broken, fixed, running, not running, generating revenue, not generating revenue. Whatever you do with the truck after this, you know, they don't care. they don't care. So took the truck back. It's still there. Then they found out it was another 1 or 2 injectors that was causing the check engine light, right?
Yeah, it was 3 injectors.
3 more injectors.
So they replaced them all this time.
So they graciously, instead of the first time they changed 1, now they're going to come in and change 3. And when Jason told me this, I was like, yeah, well, they should just change them all out. But of course, they're probably not going to do that. I will give them kudos for this as well. They did. They say that they have changed all of the injectors. Of course, the truck's still sitting over there. Then the batteries died. Let's talk about that. How nitpicky, okay? How piddly and petty for such a big, huge company as GM that they've had your truck for almost 5 months, and now the batteries die, and then they call you up and tell you what?
They call me and tell me I got to buy new batteries because those are dead. And that's not part of the 36,000 mile coverage. There was nothing wrong with the batteries when I dropped the truck off. They left something hooked up or a light on and got the batteries. But
What was?
Dead buffalo.
Dead. Yeah.
But the thing is those batteries come with their own separate warranty through the dealership of 1 year. So they're trying to make me pay for batteries that I don't need or that they have destroyed, and they're still under warranty.
So they're going to warranty them to put new batteries in, but they still wanted you to pay probably $300 or $400 because it's from the dealership.
They're $240 a piece.
Okay, $250 a piece.
Plus labor.
Plus labor, it's an hour per battery.
150.
Oh yeah. Per battery AC, it's an hour as the dealership. Okay. So that was a whole fight, and you gave them hell.
Yep.
So we're getting free batteries, right? Supposed to be
Don't
getting
know
free.
until I pick it up.
Yeah, right? Maybe they just charged them and, you know, or slap a new sticker on it. I mean, you never know, because you guys, this is the game. This is the game. And again, perseverance, diligence, I mean patience, backbone. You gotta be able to talk to these people firmly yet respectfully, because when you start cursing and raising your voice, you're gonna get hung up on. Believe me, I know, because I've been there. You know, because you've been there.
Yes.
And it's such a frustrating and it's emotional. And I know you're a man. You know, men are not as emotional as us women. But it's still emotional because that's your truck, that's your baby, that's your custom bed with your name. You know, I mean, that's a symbol of pride that shows you're not only how you are, but how you run your company. And it hurts, you know, it hurts when you have to fight tooth and nail for something that should just be covered. So we don't know when we're going to be able to pick up the truck. Obviously we're running low, so whatever. And we don't know when, you know, what the final bill is going to be as of yet. Now we'll keep you guys posted on all of that. But that's the story. You know, Jason stayed in my Gray Wolf for about 6 weeks. I think he picked it up May 13th. And he dropped it off to me July 1st. And he dropped it off because Eddie's truck had gone down. And so I had it for 2 days. I washed it. I flushed fluids. We put that aftermarket transmission pan. I got a bigger, what's that thing called you did for me?
Just transmission pan.
A big old transmission pan to hold more transmission fluid, because when I gave it to Eddie, the truck had about probably 250, 260,000 miles on. Yeah, I think it had about 260 when you gave it back. Yeah. So, you know, on the original transmission, and we want to keep it that way. So we did a little bit of, you know, we gave her a little bit of love, flushed fluids, and then Eddie picked her up probably around July 6th. I think Eddie picked her up 5th or 6th. It was right after the holiday. And Eddie's been in her this entire time. It is now September 8th or 9th, I think. So, And Eddie's been fighting, and I'll get Eddie on to tell his story. So you guys, I know that my videos are about this Chevy's going down are kind of sporadic throughout my channel. So go ahead and, you know, click tab over to the playlist. I've created a Chevy playlist that has all of the videos, and I'm going to get Eddie on here to tell his story, which is still in the process. And we will do another video, me and Jason, I don't know, we'll do another video when we finally do get the truck picked up and see how it runs and see what, you know, the end results were.
Let us know if you want to buy it.
Hey, it's for sale. It's for sale.
Lots of new parts.
Lots of new parts. The dealership did them all, right? And actually there are separate warranties on the transmission, brand new transmission, right. So that transmission will have its own separate warranty, which will obviously...
Everything they have done should have a 2-year warranty on it.
All right, 2-year warranty on it. So yeah, it is for sale, needless to say. I think if you could just get out of the payment, you'll be happy, because obviously we are in the new truck, right? Which I'll get to that in a second. But you guys, just know right now, if you're gonna get into this game and you want to be an owner-operator, these are the struggles that potentially you may have. I had my own little tiff with Ford during my transmission issue, and there's a playlist on that. If you guys want to watch that, that was a few years ago, 3 years ago, I think. Or maybe a little more, and thank God, knock on wood, I haven't had issues with my truck since. And I run the shit out of them. I run the shit out of them. I don't. I run the crap out of my trucks. I don't baby them. You know, I don't. I do try my best to keep up with the maintenance, and thank God, like I said, you know, I haven't had issues. But just know that these are potentially the things that you're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to fight with these people, and shame on you, Chevy. I hope Chevy's watching. If any of you guys know Chevy dealerships or have contacts at the, you know, at the corporate offices, you know, send them my videos, because this is
it's bullshit.
Yeah, and it's unfair and it's uncalled for. You know, we purchased these trucks with a warranty, and it shouldn't matter how we use them. It doesn't matter how we use them. They want to fight you tooth and nail to get anything done. So just keep that in mind. And then one other quick note, you guys, before we get into the Freightliner, a little sneak peek and a little tidbit, which that video will be coming soon as well. But the trailer brake module has an official recall, because Chevy was saying that they're fine, and they are not fine. So I think on the 23s and the 24s, they have a recall on that finally. Y'all, if you're having issues, go back to the dealership and get that fixed. And then Eddie sent Jason some type of recall on the motor, so I'll get you guys that information as well. Long story short, Jason, this is not your first battle with your first truck with Chevy. It's basically left a very foul taste in your mouth over it. And this is a long time Chevy. This is a Chevy guy, okay? I mean, he's got bow ties on his body, like tattooed, okay? Like, he's Chevy. He's a Chevy guy. He always has been. But this has left you with such frustration, heartache, financial, you know, instability, that he's just done with it. You know, he was done with it while the truck was in the shop. You were looking at this truck, you know, and we talked about it. You know, I know you talked to a lot of people about it, and when we were talking about it, I said, you know, Jason, if the good Lord wants it to be, he's going to find a way for you to get into this truck. And I said that's kind of how I pray about it, and I do the footwork, and if it's meant to be, the good Lord will provide a path for us to get there, to get what we need. And it was meant to be. We're running it now. You bought this truck. It's a 2006 Freightliner M2 Sport chassis with a Caterpillar C7 in it, okay? Yeah. Hers like a kitten. Yeah. Needless to say, you love her. Yep. The space. You love the space. You love the look. I mean, it's a gorgeous truck.
It's good. Bull's good.
Bull's great.
I searched for a long time for this truck.
Okay. And when all of this was happening, you know, it was like boom, it was there. It was in your home state, and it was the right deal and the right timing, because you were able to make it happen. Yep. So it's been a blessing, you guys. It's just one of those things. You know, we're gonna do a full review on this truck. I know there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there that are watching right now and that want to know about this truck, the specs on the truck, you know, how she's treating you, and all of that good stuff. It's definitely a truck that's more suitable to what we do, especially with the type of trailer that you have. And I think the combination of the two look great together. They feel great together. I've had an opportunity to drive on this trip a little bit. When Jason lets me drive this truck, I drive it. And it's you know, it's just a blessing. So it's working out, but you know, we still got to find something to do with this Chevy. So guys, just keep that in mind. You know, if anybody is interested, and I'm going to post some more information for these recalls. And again, you know, shame on you, Chevy. Kudos to you, Jason, for not giving up and persevering through this. And I hope that it works out. And we'll keep you guys posted on the progress. See ya.
Bye.